going on YouTube? This is Will back here on the channel, and today's video is going to be a interesting one. I have some things going on and I feel like I want to just talk about it. I didn't really want to wait. This video is actually going to come before the other video that I recorded, and that was going to be my intro back or something like that. But I feel like this is probably one of the better ways of me using my time and expressing some of the things that I'm dealing with right now. So this video is going to be the one before that. So if I'm talking differently on that video, it's because that was before this one. But the reason that I wanted to make this video today is because I've been experiencing a lot of different health things over the last couple of months, really. This isn't even something that is new, but last year I had a issue with my neck where I literally could not turn it, and it was muscle inflammation. Got medicine about it. I had a whole bunch of dental problems. My teeth are not the best, honestly, and I had huge toothaches, like aching toothaches. It was rough. And then I just had a lot of different side effects from the medicine. Felt really weird, really fatigued, really tired, didn't really have a lot of energy. And this was all on my first semester back on campus. We weren't online, we were doing things in person. So I was like, man, it's like COVID. There was a lot going on, and during that time I was really in a space where I was alone, and I had to rely on, you know, what I had just learned. And what I had just learned was that, you know, through Christ I can do all things. You know, I have to rely on his strength to get me through these things. But that was the first time I had really experienced moments of weakness like that. I've had injuries before. The most minimal thing I had was that I sprained my wrist. The most impactful thing that I've experienced was that I have second and third degree burns on my hands and partially on my leg. So those were some of the more major events that I've had occur that really affected my health. But as of recently, I've had a lot of different small things. And the past week would be the week of January 27th, and before that I had been having the neck issues again, not really being able to turn my neck. I've been having issues where my neck would just stiffen up. I'd get pain on the right side, and as of today I've been having those same things. But I had like a really strong fatigue today. Head and stomach were hurting, like soreness, and I felt pretty good waking up. I had been struggling with sleep, and I was able to actually get sleep and get up early today before my classes, and you know, I was able to get things done. And then I ended up having this huge fatigue weigh over me from that time throughout the day, and it really took me out, surprised me, and it was something that I did not expect. And it was rough because I had so many things that I wanted to do today, and I just haven't been able to do them. And at first I was like, okay, this is unfortunate, but I'm gonna try. And as the day went on, the fatigue just like sunk me, honestly. And it wasn't the funnest. Some of the things that I was thinking about were like, man, I wanted to go and work, get things done. I've been having the issues with my neck, so I didn't go to work before, and it's just unfortunate when you want to do something and people expect you to do something and then you aren't able to deliver, not because you didn't want to, but because you physically couldn't. I wanted to go out and, you know, share my faith and, you know, just tell people about all the things that, you know, I've learned, and talk about the Bible and invite people to stuff. And that didn't happen either. That's always disappointing in a way, because that's one of the things that we're called to do. But, you know, I know that there are days where that's not happening as much as, you know, I probably would want it to be. And that was something that was like, dang, because I physically was not well. And all of these things kind of just culminate to the point that I'm at now, where I'm making this video. And through this day, it's been interesting because I've had to really understand the magnitude of my situation. What I've realized is that these things that I'm experiencing, from my neck to the toothaches to me feeling fatigued, you know, possibly COVID, you know, hopefully it's not, but it's a possibility, is that I'm weak. I didn't even mention this, but I just thought about it because I'm struggling with it right now. But my eyesight is declining. I wear glasses, haven't worn them in years because they're broken. Can never get a chance to get them fixed, or I just never really put a priority on it. And I'm, you know, reaping what I sowed in a way. My vision is bad. Like, I can't really see far. But now I think with the extended amount of time that I've had with being around a screen, it's really affected me to the point where my vision is starting to get blurry. I'm starting to have a lot more eye strain than I have ever before. It makes my head hurt because it's hard to like focus, and it's hard to see things, and that's a really scary thing. And all of these things, combined with the other things I've previously mentioned, have really helped me understand something that I already knew, but like, we're weak. As humans, we are weak. We're physically weak, we're emotionally weak, spiritually weak even. And I think that I've lacked in all of those areas simultaneously before, individually before. And I think now, more than ever, is time for me to really sit and acknowledge, like, I can't do a lot on my own. I can't fix my vision on my own. I can't get rid of COVID if I have any form of it on my own. I can't get rid of any of the ailments that I have experienced on my own. And yes, there are things like doctors and physicians and the like who can help me with these things, but the point of this is that my direction is that I need to be willing, able, and prioritizing me going to God about the strength that I need, because I can't do any of this stuff on my own. I can't fight these battles by myself, and I've tried. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked at all. And I need to be able to rely on the things that God has given me to show that I'm willing to put more faith in Him than I am in anything else. And whether that's me speaking to, you know, my family about it, me speaking to, you know, my spiritual family, my brothers and my sisters, you know, just getting advice or just asking for flat out help. I need to be willing to do these things, but I also, and more importantly, need to be willing to go to God about it and saying, like, I just can't do this on my own, and just really, begging God for assistance, for strength to persevere, even when I know that I can't do something. It's like having that faith to go forward, knowing that God is always going to provide for us. And that's something that I need to be a lot better with. That's something that I need to acknowledge more on a daily basis, because I just can't do it by myself. I really can't. And this one scripture that I think about, and this is something that I've always thought about when it comes to strength, and it's a really short one. It's in Philippians 4:13, and it literally just says, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. And the context before that is just as impactful. In verse 12 says, I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And I've experienced all of that. Even now, I'm still experiencing that. And those are some things that kind of feel outward, right? Like, I can see if I need something, I can feel if I'm hungry, and I can see food and know that's gonna give me nourishment. But the thing that I think I struggled with the most was understanding when I was in need, understanding what I needed, and I needed more God in what was going on. I needed more God in whatever situation that I was in and am in. So I make all this to say that at the end of the day, God has to be the priority in every situation, whether it be, speaking to people or eating, doing something, praying about someone or something. Like, God has to be the center of attention at all times, and that I need to be willing to relinquish this false sense of pride, in a way of thinking that I can do a lot of this stuff on my own, and I don't want to have to put burdens on people and things of that nature. Like, I can't think like that. And I think it's important to vocalize that, because it helps me understand what I must do, but I just never know who might need to hear that as well. And you never know what you're gonna expect to go through, because it happens so quickly. I was fine at 6 o'clock, I was fine at 6:30, and once 7 o'clock hit, I felt like I got hit with a whole sandbag. Like, you just never know. And the best thing that we can do is to prepare in advance with the person who is ultimately the deciding factor in everything that we do. So I need to go to Jesus about these things, and I need to ask for a lot more strength than I have right now. So with that, that's the end of the video. It's a little bit shorter than some of the other ones, and it was really spur of the moment, but I feel like it was important for me to say it and to vocalize it. So hopefully this helped you out, and if you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like, and just think about the things that you got right now, and think about how fast it can be gone, because that's what I'm doing. But with that though, hope you all enjoyed this. I'll have the other video coming soon, so just stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, I will catch y'all in the next one. No.